up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own review of Love and Marriage DC. First of all, happy Father's Day and happy Juneteenth. So Ashley and Quick, they head over to the doctor's office, because Quick has been complaining about his wrist. It was extremely swollen. He felt excruciating pain, and he wanted to know what is going on. Because since he is a DJ, his hands are his main equipment. And Ashley doesn't even know what Quick will be if he isn't a DJ anymore. So the doctor examines his wrist. There's definitely inflammation, and his wrist is overused. And he went to a doctor a while ago, and they told him it could be gout or arthritis. Both are a possibility, and that means we have to go through lifestyle changes. Limit the amounts of alcohol intake, and you need to wear a brace. So he needs to scale back on his wrist being used. Now, of course, the brace is required, and he has to wear it for over a month because he needs to put his wrist in a space of healing. But he's not going to do it. He doesn't want to take medication. He doesn't take meds. He doesn't want to do anything to better himself or his health. Ashley knows this about her husband, and he's not going to take advice from his wife about how I think you should do this, you should do this, and he doesn't believe in it. He wants to be set in his own ways, of his own understanding, and how I know what my life is. I know how I live my life. I've lived my life to this point, so I don't need a doctor telling me what I need to do. And he even talked about how busy he was and how he was too busy to even come to the doctor's office. I'm already losing money coming here, which makes me piss me off. Men always want to talk about how they know how their bodies are. They know what they do. I've lived my life for the past 50 years knowing what my body do. No doctor can tell me what my body is telling me. But they can. That's what they're designed to do. That's what they went to school for. They can tell you. Your kidneys are failing. You're losing your teeth. You need your prostate checked. That's why men need to stop being men and go to the doctor and seek help if their bodies are telling them something wrong. Y'all need to not be all hard all the time. There's nothing wrong with going to the doctor and getting yourself checked out. Oh my God, that just made me mad, because it just like, listen to yourself, Quick. So since he knows he's not going to do it, he wants to know what's going to happen if I don't take pain medication, if I don't wear the brace. She said you can lose the ability to use that left wrist. It could definitely damage your function and damage your ability to DJ. Of course, that's all he wants to be. That's all he knows how to be. And the possibility of losing to use that left wrist when he knows all he does is being a DJ and hustling, he's going over himself like, what else can I be besides that? I don't know nothing else to be but a DJ, which is completely sad to me. It's sad to me that all he does is live, breathe, sleep, being a DJ. He needs to find another outlet of something else, because he can't DJ forever. You really can't. So his wife tells him, you need to listen to yourself. You need to work smarter, not harder. Practice what you preach. Right now you're working harder, and this is telling you stop working hard. You need to scale back. So he thinks negatively. So no more being a DJ, no more partying, no more having fun, no more alcohol. Just sit at home, get fat, don't work out, live a boring life. Is that how you view life with your wife and your kids? Boring? You think that you're going to go home and just get fat? That's bad that you want to think that negatively when you have money. You can hire yourself a trainer. You can hire yourself a gym membership. You can make your own gym. You got the money for it. You can still make your life as exciting as it can be if you're not going to DJ. You can still look forward to things if you're not going to DJ. The fact that you want to go to this length of talking about how boring life, no more party, no more fun, you don't think that having fun with your kids and your wives can be fun? Bro, your kids are growing up in front of you. And by the time you want to come out and say, I'm ready to be a family man, they're going to be long and gone living their lives. And you're going to be begging for attention because you never took the time when you actually have the ability to take time. Quick, you are definitely forming. DJing is like another mistress for you. That's what DJ is. DJ is another life. A secret life that you don't want to let go of. A double life. You're living a double life where you want to stay connected to what DJing can be instead of letting, the other part of you. You are a family man. You are a husband. Your kids want to be with you. Your wife wants to spend time with you. But you want to still keep the double life, the mistress, which is DJing, happy. I don't like that. You need to think smart about this, because Ashley tells him just scale back. She never told you can't DJ anymore. She just said you need to scale back. Instead of doing 14, how about do 10 events? And you need to be able to use both these hands to grab this ass of mine. This ass is huge as hell. I was with Ashley on that, and it disappointed me how Quick is not looking at life after DJing right now. You cannot be connected to being a DJ forever. There will come a time where the party will stop. Anyway, Arena has a conversation with her daughter. They're having dinner about what happened with Jamie, how when they were looking over their property with their business partners, they were going back and forth being petty because of what happened the night before. When she pulled up to the club, he started yelling at her. And Brittany tells her mom, okay, your husband came to my house complaining to me about what you did. How, you see how she did this? You know what she be doing when she be doing that? And apparently, Arena knows what he does because that's what Jamie do. He complains. And every time that he comes to Brittany's house to complain about what Raina did, she's looking at him like, what you want me to do? You want me to go spank my mother? I'm the child. She's the parent. I can't go reprimand my mother. What do you want me to do about that? So they both know how this is Jamie's pattern. This is what he does. And she tells him, whenever something goes wrong, you take it out on other people. And you definitely take it out on me. And the situation is not new because how it happened with Jason. He came over to her house to talk about Jason, that he did not give Jason the space and understanding that he does not want to be a DJ. And how you want us to live our lives based off what you want us to do, but you're not giving us the space of understanding and support about what we want to do. She's seen all 26 years of what they've been through. They have a lot of ups and downs. They're not perfect. But the only one that needs to change is dad. He needs to change. This has to stop. He needs to stop telling us what we should do. We're grown. We're not babies. And even if he says, okay, I'm going to listen, I'm going to be understanding, he'll still give out a suggestion of what we should do, which means he doesn't want to listen. And this has to stop. Jamie, you need to get it together. You cannot live your life through your children. Okay? So, Ashley and Quick are hosting dinner with the Samuels. They're going to have vegan options for them. They're ordering their favorite takeout. And they sit down and talk. But the main topic of the conversation was about winter. Now, before they got there, they wanted to make certain that they're going to get a simple dinner over here. Might get a red cup, might get a glass, might get a paper plate. It is what it is over here. So, talking about winter, about how the event that happened, the Ashley's event, went left based off of what Monique was told. And Quick and Ashley wasn't here for this conversation. They didn't want to talk. They didn't want to listen. They didn't want to do anything about winter. They didn't care. So basically, Monique maybe felt like you guys should apologize to one another. Because I don't believe that Winter came there be messy. I don't think she had that motive. I don't think she had that malicious intent. But basically, from Ashley feeling like she felt ambushed, but she never said anything. And that's not what we did. And I thought that we apologized. And that was enough for her because she came to my event causing mess. And Quick cosign. She came over there to start some mess. Now, I don't believe that Winter came and started mess because as soon as Winter came in, she already knew what was going on. Ashley was already prepped with the information that Monique said. So as soon as Winter came in, she made a beeline to Winter. So going back and forth, Monique was talking and talking and talking. They were like, girl, we are done. We don't care. We're not talking about this anymore. We thought we were going to have a good time, good drinks, good food, good fun. No, it ended up being about Winter. Winter had been the main storyline for everybody in this season. We are 6 episodes in. I found out there's a 10 episode season, and it's been all about Winter this entire time. And it's crazy how one person who's not even a full cast member, and this is what it's been about. But moving on. So from that point on, they just felt like we don't need to talk about this. She made a low point into bringing up rumors about my marriage. And I don't think I can move on from that. But I also felt like, Ashley, you made a judgmental moment in that to make her feel like shit and embarrass her for what she did. So you pretty much got back for what you did to her. And basically, we just want to move on from this. We don't want this to be an ongoing thing. And Quick ended up with, I feel like you guys played my wife. Y'all played her at her event. Now, Quick, I feel like you put 20 on 10. Ashley didn't get played. Ashley played herself. Because while Monique told her what happened, Ashley was already irritated. And to me, Ashley was the main one who did too much to be upset about a rumor. Winter never said she has actual proof. She was agreeing with Ashley that you heard rumors, I heard rumors too. But Ashley's energy, she was really upset that somebody else heard rumors about her husband. And I still feel like after all of that, the only person who did not show any irritation was Winter. Winter was completely composed in her situation, and I loved it. So pretty much after that, Monique wanted to make certain that I hope y'all didn't think I was being messy. I just wanted to clarify some things and ended up making it worse. Because throughout Monique's babbling, Ashley was pretty much trying to sum up what she was trying to say because are you on Winter's side, not on Winter's side? Were you being messy, not being messy? All that and then some. So then, of course, Ashley told Monique that Winter called me aggressive, but Ashley also admitted she can be aggressive, so there's no point even saying that. If you come off aggressive, you're aggressive. Then Monique talks about maybe you guys can have one lunch and then move forward from that. And then she talked about how she met up with someone who is a healer. She felt very bad energy, and then she wanted to talk to somebody and get that bad energy off, and it was really, really good. Maybe you guys should go about it. Y'all can get some bad energy off you. Winter. Winter talks about managing being a mama for in her business, in her life, because she also shares 4 children with her ex-husband, who was an NFL player. And pretty much is talking about she's packing for a 5-day trip. They're following flying out in a couple of weeks. And then they talk about her filing divorce from Kevin. She filed divorce. She sent the paperwork. He's been served. Right now, waiting for him to sign. Then we can finally eliminate that man out of our lives. Her oldest daughter was clapping. And she wanted to know, I want to know why you're clapping over there. How do you feel about it? She feels like I'm happy because this man was a manipulator. He was love bombing you. He was buying you gifts, flying you everywhere. He did a lot to bag you. And Winter feels bad about it because I wish I would have understood. I wish I would have seen more, learned more to some time, seen all the red flags about what he was doing. I was pretty much in a love bubble. I was pretty much in a land of milk and cookies based off what he was presenting himself. And that's how her daughter said that was manipulation. I don't want you to feel bad about yourself. This man manipulated you. He showed you what he wanted to show you. And when he finally got you, his true colors came out. Because obviously he presented himself to be a well-rounded man, a gentleman, a man who had a thriving business, a patient man. And turns out he wasn't that kind of man at all. The real character exposed right after he got you. But Winter still feels like it's her fault. As a mother, I'm supposed to be protecting you guys. I'm the mother. I'm supposed to make sure you guys are safe. But her daughter said, listen, I got it. It's appreciated. But this is on him. He put on a really good act on us. And we didn't think of him that way at all. And there was nothing that you could have done. There's nothing you could have figured out, nothing you could have saw, nothing could have changed. This man covered up his entire existence, his entire character, of how much a manipulator and a scammer that he was. So she got emotional that her kids told her it wasn't her fault. That she felt empowered by her daughter, how she was extending her grace because she feels like I failed as a parent and they're now holding what I did against me. So they go back and forth. Her daughter wants her to heal and love herself. She says much more of me being healed away from him because I still feel blame on me. I'm still beating myself up for what I did. I was supposed to keep an eye out for things like this. I'm supposed to be watching out for people who shouldn't come in our lives and tear our lives up. I'm really upset for what I did. But her daughter does not want her to feel bad about herself. I don't want you to beat yourself up. What you could not have done. This man did a lot that you never thought. This man was a crazy manipulator. He was a scammer. Don't beat yourself up on it. This is on him. So she got emotional. She's definitely angry because how could I let a man, a stranger, bring chaos in my kids' lives? I'm mad at myself that I never saw it for what I did. And I am loving the fact that my kids doesn't blame me for it. And they don't want me to beat myself over for what I did. So while I love the fact that her daughter told her, don't beat yourself up, it's on him. Her daughter was well educated, both of her kids, well educated, very well spoken, knew what the situation was, and are super happy that their mother didn't find out, not the hard way, but she didn't wait too long for this. Barely reached up to a year in a marriage and this happened. She said, deuces, I'm out. Been dealing with this for the last 6 months. I love that part. Oh my God, Winter, you have done a phenomenal job as a mother to them kids. Oh my God. I know for a fact that while she is feeling like I am not at fault, well, from her kids, she feels she's not at fault. But I know in the back of her mind, Winter is kicking herself based off of what she did. But there's men like that around. They prey on women who probably have dealt with heartbreak, want to show them what a man could be, sweep them off their feet, but yet they find glee in manipulating women like that. Impressionable women. Women who will turn a different eye if you don't see nothing that could be questionable. If you do see something, I can back it up with a smile, with charm. In the back of my mind, I'm really fucking crazy. A lot of stories happen that way. I'm super happy that she didn't wait too long. She got out the first time she saw trouble. Super happy, super happy, super happy. So then Monique, Winter, and Ashley, they all meet up, have a conversation about what happened at lunch, how the conversation was delivered, especially when it came down to the rumors about the husband. Ashley said, we never had that conversation. So how can you have a conversation about rumors about my husband? We never had that. Winter never said that. But that's how it was delivered. So from the information that she heard, Winter said, I was venting to Monique. And when Ashley opened up with how she's heard rumors too, I myself wanted to agree with Ashley how I heard them as well. It was never a gotcha. It was never, let me bust out quick. Let me put out there that he's, cheating too. No, it was just me agreeing that while she's heard things, I heard things. So the conversation took place where maybe all of them could have talked about it. All of them could have chimed in on what they said, what they meant. And Winter takes full accountability how she conveyed the message to Monique. She was talking to her like a friend about how she felt. And from that point on, Monique might have took it upon herself to defend Winter and maybe mend the discord between them. So Monique definitely feels like she took it too far to mend fences. Next time, don't invite me. Don't involve me. If I'm not in town, don't talk about anything that has been happening in my absence. Don't do it. So they got that squashed. Ashley now wants to say, in the beginning, I didn't have a problem with you. Now I do have a problem with you based off of what you said and how you want to come off by saying rumors on my husband. But I said, but Ashley, I think this is pretty much what was going to happen anyway. When you came off being judgmental, even though Winter shared what she was going through, you still took it upon yourself to be judgmental and carried it on where it didn't have to be that. You had valid points, but your tone, your delivery came off judgmental. It came off mean girl. You wanted to embarrass Winter. So Winter came back and embarrassed you. And you took it. You took it to heart. You took what she said and you showed that last episode. So basically, Winter said she wasn't trying to come from her marriage. I don't think she wanted to come for your marriage. I think she wanted you to be careful about when you want to throw stones at other people and somebody can come back at you and hurt you in a place where you never thought somebody could. So you want to be careful. So Ashley feels like Winter was coming from a place of shade, place of doubt. But I said, Ashley, it is what it is, though. Be careful. Be careful who you want to cross people. Even though you didn't know Winter, I still don't know why you have such an issue with her before when you don't know her. So from that point on, you might want to be careful. Winter explained her reasoning, how she would never come at a woman like that. I would never do that, especially towards a black woman. Ashley didn't want to hear it. This black woman shit, you convinced me with that. If anybody of any color comes into my marriage, it's bitch, bitch, bitch. Well, again, Ashley, be prepared. If you want to come out of your neck and come out of your mouth about somebody else's situation, be prepared for the shit to come back to you. It can be understandable if you're defending your situation if somebody came at you at your marriage for no reason. But that's how you did Winter. The first time you said you were bored. The second time, bored but still intrigued at the same time. Don't make no sense. And I wanted Winter to keep it a buck and say, listen, at the end of the day, I wanted to shade you how you shaded me. While I might not never do that, in that moment, I wanted to be shady. So I was being shady. Keep it a buck, Winter. I like you, Winter, but I want you to keep it a buck. So Monique talks to Winter about, if I did not value our friendship, I wouldn't have you here. And maybe I should not deliver the message the way you told me, but maybe you need to work on your storytelling skills. Winter owned that. And all Ashley can do is watch Monique's actions because Monique is trying to protect herself and making certain that I'm not coming off messy. I hope Ashley doesn't see me as being messy, and that's all it is. Even though all Monique did was repeat what she heard, but she never got full clarification because Winter thought she was talking to a friend. And Monique got the shit started. It was needed. She was doing her job. So it is what it is. Even though I do feel like Monique was being messy, but hey, she got shit started. And Ashley, you fed into it. So basically, from that point on, all Ashley said was, if we got a problem, let me know if you want to address it. I don't want nobody else coming at me about what's going on between me and you if I thought we addressed it. And on that point on, you guys can focus on y'all situation. Ashley doesn't care if she ever sees Winter again in life. She only met the girl a couple of weeks ago. She's still a stranger to her. But I feel like you have a lot of energy for somebody that you don't know. In the beginning, though, to me, you had a lot of energy for Winter in the beginning where you did not know her. You're only judging her off based off of what she shared. You don't know Winter as a person. You only know her from what she's been through. But at the end of all of that, she said, y'all can fix y'all situation. Again, we're not friends. Good day and good night. Whatever. So Monique, she has a healing session from her healer. I forgot her name. Maybe start with a T or something. And how maybe everybody could use this to open up, think deep, talk about your issues, talk about your journey, your childhood. She will let you reach down inside of you. Jamie doesn't believe it. He feels like people who thinks like this are people who go online, look at what they've heard, and act like they know about you, but they don't know you based off what you've read. So she goes straight to him, how she can see him being insecure, and as he's being insecure, he comes off aggressive to hide the fact that he's weak, hide the fact that he's insecure. This whole character by him having aggressive behavior comes across people that he doesn't want to show himself. He comes across differently. He pushes people away. He comes off as a bully. And it's a vortex. How he's acting and he takes on other people, especially his wife. Arena was agreeing that the whole breakdown of his aggressive behavior is 100% correct. I have been married to this man, and this is exactly what he does. I have felt it from him. The family has felt it from him. And goes back to his childhood. What happened in your subconsciousness, what you're imitating, what you're doing. I'm seeing a bulldog, how you want to pump up your chest to intimidate people. Again, Arena agrees. He does that a lot. Pump up his chest like a big-ass bully, a big-ass bulldog. Hovers over people like an aggressive behavior. So she wants him to talk about finding a positive way of explaining himself and not be so aggressive and move differently. Jamie admits it, but he feels like I'm a guy. And that's how I roll. If you don't bother me, I won't bother you. You come my way, get this smoke. So the healer went to Quick and she kept seeing the number 9. I keep seeing 9, like a 9 ball, 9. And 9 meaning you were in the 3rd grade. What happened there? He opened up with his mother was dying of cancer. And how he saw 9s happening all around him. When he was 9, his mother died. His father died in 1999 when he was 18. So that's pretty much been a bad number. And he knows what to expect from that number coming around. So the next year he turned 10. And that's when he got into being a DJ. And all his life he's been afraid of bad news. He developed a mechanism. I don't expect good news. I don't expect it. Because I know what's going to happen. Something good comes along, something bad happens. So I go through life expecting things for what it is. I don't look forward for nothing. So focus on the fact that he has formed a self-sabotage. As long as he can control it, nothing else can happen to him. He doesn't have to think deep. He doesn't have to look forward into things. He doesn't have to be happy. He's living off the surface. And how he doesn't expect anything more for what he's already doing. I don't expect anything more out of this life than what I'm already doing. Ashley agrees that that's all he's been doing is working, working, working. He doesn't take time to reflect. He doesn't take time to relax. He doesn't take time to just take a step back on things. Because his father pushed him to where he needs to be. And his father never got to see him become a DJ. He died when he was 18. So he continuously worked the way he works as a coping mechanism to pretty much not live life. He feels that all he's done on this earth is to work, and that's all I look forward to. I don't look forward to being happy. I don't look forward into anything else. I feel like all that happiness could end in a day. So I just going to live to work. I'm not going to live to be happy. I'm not going to live to be with my kids and my wife. I'm just going to live to work. That's all I should be doing is living to work. And that makes me very sad that he knows that all he has to look forward to is working, because work is something he can control. Work is something that can never let him down. Work is something that can never make him think differently. I know this is always going to be there. There's something else that might not be here tomorrow, but this will always be here. And he wishes his parents were alive to see it. He wishes they met his wife. They wishes they met his kids. All the hard work they see me do, I wish they were here to see it. But Chris can look at him and say, brother, he sees you. He knows what you've been doing. He's proud of you. They're your guardian angels. They've seen the work you put in. But basically, his father was told that he was a bad dad for wanting his son to be a DJ. How people were like doubting him. That's a failure. He's never going to work. Being a DJ is not a real job. He needs to be in a real job. He needs to work somewhere else. So he kept it going. The push and support that his father did for him to be a DJ ended up working. It happened. He's a DJ, a very well-known celebrity DJ. And he wished that his father was alive to tell all those people, fuck you, I told you so, look at my son. He's a celebrity DJ. Look at that shit. But I know that that's a lot for Quick to take on, how people doubted his father for pushing him to be a DJ. But look what he did. He made it. So while he's so busy being for everybody, he doesn't take time for himself. And Ashley wants him to open up, be honest about his emotions, talk about it. Don't give me a Quicksilver show. Don't joke. I want you to talk to me. And she knows that he has been a lot of hurt. He's had a lot of trauma. She wants him to talk about it. She wants him to address it. But he doesn't want to address it. He knows they're there, but he don't want to face it. He feels like as long as he's working, he'll never have to face it. Okay, but they're still there. Problem is still there, even if no matter how hard you work. But then he throws it in her face about, I know when I'm working, money comes in. And she gets irritated. And I just feel like it's beating a dead horse. No matter what she says, this guy wants to come back with, at least I'm making money. All Quick knows is hustling, DJing, and money. He doesn't have anything else to look forward to, and that's terrible. That's super sad. He is literally in a one area where he doesn't find anything else to broaden his mind, broaden his space. So, that point, we get to Chris on how Chris needs to be passionate about what he wants to do and not live through Monique's passion. So, Quick talks about being a coach. That's his career, because we know ever since he retired from football, maybe he don't know what else he can do in his life. What else do I need to do? Maybe at that point he thought about putting all of his energy into now being there for Monique. Since she was there for him, let me be there for her. But Monique wanted him to break it down with being passionate about it. Don't live through my passions about what I'm doing. Find you something that you want to be good in. Find what you're passionate about. Make an interest, make it an effort, and do it. So apparently, Chris's passion is to coach. He wants to still be connected to football. Even though he's not playing anymore, but he's still got a lot in him to coach. And he should do it. He should. So they want to have a conversation in private about that. Then we get to Arena, and she can tell that Arena is putting peanut butter on a bread, but she's covering up to be perfect. And to me, she sees a lot of hurt that you're trying to cover up something. And Arena breaks down crying. And when Jamie looked at her, he literally shows no emotion in his face. He's like a robot. And he's all tapping her and looking at her like, what the fuck you doing? The fuck you crying for? And the healer notices that and says, hey, look, what I'm seeing you doing is what a little boy doing. You're tapping her and saying, stop it. Don't do that. She's telling him to listen. She's telling him to watch his wife's behavior. Your wife is crying about something. And all you need to do is give her the support and comfort. Don't tap her to not cry. Don't tap her to say what you're doing. You're trying to diminish her from releasing what she's been holding in. You don't have to cover it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let it out. You're giving her the sense of space where she doesn't have the space to be vulnerable, the space to be emotional, because you want her to be perfect. You want her to just not say anything, not express anything. So she said she was feeling very emotional and vulnerable. And the last thing she wanted from her husband, to tap her, she wanted a hug. He said, well, you caught me off guard that you was actually crying. I didn't think what she said was, she didn't say nothing. What you crying for? Jamie is an emotionalist asshole. Emotionally unavailable asshole. Why did it catch you off guard that your wife was crying? There are probably times where Raina has cried herself to sleep and Jamie hasn't paid attention. Just like I was in the beginning of the episode, how Brittany knows that Jamie is set in his ways. He'll never listen. He'll never change. He'll expect for us to do things what he wants, and he won't give that same energy. He won't give that same try, that same understanding, that same nothing. He wants everything to be about him and what he wants. And if anybody was to change that, he looks at it like a betrayal. He looks at it like, what you mean? Where'd that come from? Everybody's pretty much been walking on eggshells around Jamie because they know how he is. Arena mostly. Because he is diminishing her pain, how she shouldn't cry. I didn't like that at all. And then how he wanted to talk down about what she said wasn't much. It was a lot that she said. Arena is covering up to be perfect. Because she opens up about being perfect. How the amount of makeup that she put on herself. Her mother says she doesn't need it, but she has to. The image. It's all about the image. Being perfect. I have to present to be the perfect mother. The perfect wife. I have to present all of that. And it's a lot to do. I have to keep up with looking perfect. And it's breaking Arena down. Everybody pretty much had a great time opening up about it. I thought it was really interesting. Maybe I can find a place like that. Maybe they can read more in what I don't express about myself. But it was really, really good. I was in tune with Quick's story because he's went through a lot, you know. So it ended with Quick visiting his father's grave with his brothers and just having that conversation at the healer's place. It led him to open up about his brothers. Now he doesn't open up a lot, because he doesn't talk about his feelings a lot. So he wants to try something different. So he talked about how they lost their parents at a young age. And at their mother's funeral, their father told them to be a man about it, don't cry. And that stuck with him. To not show emotions, to just take it on the chin and keep it pushing. And his brothers talk about, you don't want to bottle up all your emotions. You're going to have to let it out. And wondering, is their father proud of him? He said, yeah. I went in the army after him. We did it. So then he brings out a letter that his mother wrote when she was dying of cancer. He only read the letter twice. Once in front of Ashley, and now in front of his brothers. And he doesn't cry. He didn't even cry at neither one of his parents' funeral. And in that letter, it read that his mother wanted him to take care of everybody. His brothers and his father. A lot of pressure on a 10-year-old. So he was drilled, like automatically, like thinking a lot to take, like as a 10-year-old, to take care of your brothers and your father. That's a lot of pressure. Like, oh my God, Quick, your story is amazing. Like, and all he knows is being a hustler and working. That's all he knows. He doesn't know anything else. So he promises to spend time with his brothers. Will he do it immediately? No. He doesn't even have time for himself. He won't make time for his wife. He won't make time for his kids. So putting out, he has to make time for his brothers. It's not going to happen overnight. But he will put his wife and kids first and his brothers last. They understand that part, but it's all about, will he do it? He said all he can do is try. I want Quick to not be dependent on all he wants to do is work, because I said it before, Quick, you have made yourself to be a name. You got businesses. You mean to tell me that you feel like all of that could be diminished, all that could be washed away if you take a couple of days off? If you take some time to reflect, to calm things down, to take a vacation, to relax? Nobody's going to diminish all the work that you do if you decided to just take a step back and scale. Just like how your wrist, just like how you've been in the hospital for overworking yourself. Just like how you think you can drive all night without no sleep. This is a way of God telling you, brother, you have worked. You have worked. Right now, I need for you to rest. I need for you to relax. You have earned you to relax. But that's it, you guys, all I have. The story was really great. I enjoyed his story a lot. I just want him to just take a breather. I really, really do. I want you to enjoy your life, Quick. I want you to enjoy your life here. You would deserve it. But that's it, you guys, all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.